Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade. It is Thursday morning here in Australia. We're in the future, and you are watching How to App on iOS. And I have my coffee. Oh yeah, that feels good. Oh baby, it puts the coffee in the cup. Not the lotion in the basket. Hey, how you going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Second last show of the week, but don't worry, because we've got some exciting stuff coming up tomorrow and over the weekend. Let's say hello to the folks in the chat. Hello, SM Borthwick, Tom Rochelle, Stu Cash. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I'll say hello to anybody else who joins as we're going on. I'll let you know what's happening tomorrow. So we've got a really cool interview coming up with Satish Robertson, who's an amazing trumpet player, brass player, awesome jazz musician. So we are going to be catching up, and he makes all of his music in GarageBand on iOS. So it's been a while since we had an interview show where somebody made all their stuff solely on iOS. You know, so that's really going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. Can't wait. Langston Reese, how are you? Good to see you again. For those of you who've just come over from Pete Johns' show over on Studio Live today, you would know he has been looking at Audio Pro all this week. And so what am I doing on Sunday? Well, the last couple of Sundays I've done some live gigs for the Weekend Jam, but this Sunday I'm going to take a break from doing the Weekend Jam, and instead we are going to do something that I'm scared of. So some of you may know I'm about to launch a Patreon page. Here it is here. And it has a whole bunch of tiers involved in it, and the prices aren't all set too. I'm going to lower some of the prices on these as well. So what it is, you join my Patreon, and you're guaranteed to get 3 videos a week, really long videos, like 2-hour kind of videos, so 3 2-hour videos a week. And it depends on which tier you get, but at the end of the session of the, I think I'm going to run it for 3 months, so you're going to be paying to be involved in it for about three months' time, probably till the end of the year. At the end of it, you will receive a copy of my album in various different forms. So either the double vinyl version or a pack with the CD and the vinyl version. So there's a whole lot of tiers. And I'm going to have microphones set up all over my studio here in my vocal booth, behind me, over my drum kit, all over the room. So you're getting like a full Big Brother kind of look at how I'm putting together the final 22 tracks of my album. So what I'm doing on Sunday is I'm going to give you a sneak preview of how one of those live streams will go. Not only am I just doing it, just to show you what it's going to be like, but because it's going to be fun, and there's going to be heaps of mistakes, and it's probably going to be a massive car crash, and and I love that kind of shit, because making mistakes makes you better. I haven't said that on this show for a while, but it is the theme of this show, really. Making mistakes makes you better. Make more of them. Document them. Remember them, because the more you pay attention to them, the less you will make them. I wish it was that perfect. Because I'll probably make a mistake during this show. And what am I going to do in that show on Sunday? So I'm going to take one of my songs. I think I'm using a song called, what is the song? I can't think of what the song is. But anyway, what I'm doing with it, that song has all been put together in GarageBand on iOS. And I'm going to be dragging all those files across into Audio Pro. And I'm going to be mixing that down and showing you absolutely the raw footage, how to do mass exports of files from GarageBand, because you don't have to do it one by one. You can actually use a series shortcut to export a whole lot of them at the same time. And so that's what I'm going to be doing Sunday. It's going to be probably about a 2-hour stream in between Pete's Q&A show and his happy hour. If he's doing that this week, I'm sure he is. I'm going to be doing this 2-hour stream, which will show you from start to finish dragging all these files out of GarageBand into Audio Pro, doing a mix down, adding some vocals in my vocal booth. You will see it raw, warts and all. It should be a good rollicking time in Audio Pro. And yeah, I hope you can join me for that. But what are we doing today? First, let's have a look. And Pete mentioned in his show just before that there are some apps on sale, and they are these ones again. The Session Band series of apps. So today on sale are the Session Band Jazz and Session Band Jazz 2 and 3. Now look, I have all of these apps. I'm not gonna shit in your pocket. Well, I would like to, because it would be funny to watch somebody put their hand in their pocket. But that's another story. These apps, to me, I've got all of them because at some stage they've all dropped, and as you can see, they're around $9 each. And, you know, they drop down to either 99 cents or free. $9 is a lot for these apps because I've never used one of them. I find the interface to be extremely frustrating. And every time I have used it, an hour in, I'm just like, I've done nothing. I've done nothing with this app. So, look, ultimately, it's free. They're free. So grab them if you want. Have a play around with them. See if you can get anything out of them. I haven't been able to. I find them extremely frustrating. But that's me. So that's all. That's really price drops for today. So let's get out of there. What are we doing today? We are looking at this really cool app called Drum Session. And I've been sitting on this one for a while because I just wanted to get more used to what's going on with it before I show you what's happening. And now, in saying that, I haven't got everything down because that's the way I do this show. I like to have things that I still need to learn because I don't want to sit here and show you everything. If just me showing these snippets of these apps is enough to get your juices flowing, then by all means you grab them and you find out more about them yourself. But as you'll see within this app, there is some fantastic tutorials in here. So the developer of this app really leaves no stone unturned to let you know how to use it. So g'day Pete, I can see you have joined. Did I say hi to Tom Rochelle? I think I did. I can't remember. It's so early, man. And as SM Borthwick has said, I've got some of the Session Band apps really difficult to use. They sound nice though. Absolutely, man. I totally hear you. Like, whoever made that interface is like, I swear to God, they must have a blindfold on and no fingers. That's how frustrating it is. So anyway, let's jump into Session Drummer. In fact, what I will do is, ooh, we got some beats. I'll shut it completely down because I want to show you the splash screen when it loads up. So here it is. This is a Blue Mango app as well. And this is the interface you're presented with now. It's very nice and neat. All right, that's the first thing that stands out to me as soon as I loaded this up. I'm like, wow, man. I really love apps that look very neat and everything's presented immediately and nothing's cluttered. So up the top, you can see you've got your transport options, you've got your BPM. Across the right-hand side, you've got your settings. Everything looks nice and simple. The little glyphs make sense. You know, you've got a little folder up the top there and everything looks nice. Over to the first left-hand side, you've got all these drum kits. Over here, you've got styles of music. So when you choose a different style, you're presented with a whole bunch of different grooves. And over this side is where all the grooves actually are. So these are your, and you can see they're all named beautifully. They've got like a ride, closed hat, open hat. So everything's neatly there. And down the bottom, here are your pads. And you'll notice here, across the top, there's this little lock button. And if I uncheck that, this gives you access to every single sound on the pads. And the way they work, you can just keep scrolling across to all the kits, and they're all in order. So you can just keep scrolling till you find the one that you want and then lock it in. Lock it in, Eddie. I'm just touching the screen there at the moment. So you can, once you've locked that in, as you can see here, I'm set to the studio kit. So the buttons across here, so between your pad and your keys, the way that works is when you hit these pads, this just gives you all of the parts of the particular kit that you're playing. Nice and simple, yeah, nice and simple. Love it, love it, love it. And across the top, right up here, here is your track. So whatever loops you're going to grab from here, I'll just give you an example. Let's scroll up. So what do we want? Let's find, we want to do some hard rock, man. Yeah. So click on hard rock, and to just, if you just click on any of these at the end here, so as I said, you can change your groove. So we'll just use this 106 groove, and when you click on it, and when you click it again, it stops. Nice, yeah. Let's hear that again. So go. Really simple interface, yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Now I'm going to show you next. Does it play with MIDI controllers? I'm glad you didn't ask, but I'll tell you anyway. So let's jump over to my camera, and yes, I've got the velvet dressing gown on again. Oh yeah, that's the morning stuff, and there's my lovely coffee. Let's have a coffee break. Oh man, that is a good coffee. I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it forever. It's my birthday coming up on September 1st, and I bought this coffee machine for my birthday. I'm so glad I did, instead of buying another piece of needless gear for my studio, because it just makes these mornings so much easier. So I'm going to skip back over to this Studio Kit E, and I already have my drum kit prepared earlier. And you may notice down here, where are we? This little drum. I don't know if I've shown this on the show before, but this is a American Indian healing drum I made on a drumming weekend. And we basically, to make these, it took a whole weekend to actually make that. We had to like kill a deer ourselves, skin the animal, cure the skin, and make it from bare hands. So pretty incredible drum. So here's my drum kit over here, and it's all connected. So better get my foot on a kick pedal over here. So I'll try to. So we've got everything playing here. Well, it's not my birthday yet, Langston Reese. It's September 1st, so it's a couple of weeks away. So I'm just going to turn down for a minute so you can't hear me banging the actual kit, and we'll run through a few sounds just on my drum kit. Yes, we did eat the deer in Borthwick. It was a pagan weekend, and you use everything that you consume, because that was the pagan way back then. So let's flick through a few more of these sounds. So we've got a rock kit here. I'll pump these drums up a little bit. Probably a bit too loud. Pull down the volume. So there you go. You can see that the kit all works lovingly with the excuse me. So yeah, your MIDI controllers, everything's going to work absolutely deliciously with this app. It's fantastic. So how do we create something else just using these all these files? Well, I'm glad you didn't ask again, because I'm going to tell you. Just have a bit more coffee. I'm out of breath. Whew. Man, playing drums, I go for a walk every day, do like 6 to 7 kilometers walk. And I'm nowhere near as puffed after 10 minutes playing drum kit. So the closest to electronic kits in here, what was there? This is jazz, metal, pop, punk. Doesn't really look like there is. There's like a couple of disco kits. But even they didn't sound like anything electronic. As I said, this is more of a real life session playing rock kind of, real drummer. Oh, it's called drum session. So it's like having a session drummer on your iPad, and there are plenty of other apps that have a lot of electronic stuff, but this is, as I said, more geared to having a session drummer for those real good time drummers. And you don't have to deal with a drummer. And there's no gear to pack away. That's always a bonus. So where are these disco ones? So you've got indie disco kits, but even those. Yeah, see, it's definitely more of a real type of, but you've got some metal kits. So that's cool. And like everything, all the pads here, just like GarageBand, they're all very pressure sensitive. So I'm just touching that. So that's a cool thing too. A lot of very nice touches in this app. Very beautiful app. I spent about 2 hours playing with it last night. So let's build something. Let's the other thing too, which I haven't even got into it. So let's just go with, because I love my metal. So do we have any metal? It's about, what do we got? Let's just go with what's first, this first groove, and we'll hit play. Cool, nice opening riff there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this into the timeline. And it's really easy. Everything's drag and drop. So again, just touch the to stop it. Just put your finger down, and you can just drag it into your timeline, and there you have. So I can. What else? Let's have a look. So we got a ride. Cool, I'm going to drag this one in next. And then we go for a ride. And you can move these around wherever you want. Okay, so I've got the BPM set to 100 up the top here, and there's a particular reason for that, because I'm going to jump into GarageBand as well and show you how to integrate, because unfortunately, again, like I say unfortunately, but it's not always disappointing. It's not an AUV3 plugin, but trust me, there's some really cool ways you can use this. Wait till you see some of the stuff. So we'll just start with these three that we've got in here. Now, at any time, if I hit play up the top on the transport, you can change kits while it's playing. So it's pretty cool too. You don't have to stick. So even though I've chosen, metal over here, and I've been given all these grooves, you don't have to use the kit that is assigned. Nice. So that's cool. Now, what I'm going to show you here is if I touch on the first one up here, you'll see if I hold my finger down, you're given a whole bunch of things here. Up the top it says drag to detach as single, which means I can drag all of them together. Drag here into the middle to remove the group. So if I drag them down here and let go, they will all disappear and be deleted from the timeline. And down the bottom, drag here to save a copy of the pattern. But what I'll do is just, can I separate? I don't even know how to set, but what we'll do is we'll just keep them all because this is cool. So if I drag down to the bottom, look at that. It opens up your edit screen so you can actually manipulate all of these as well. And you can manipulate, change the sounds on the side here, down along the side. You can actually delete, copy, you can change the volume, you can change the velocity of each note as well. Very, very cool. And you can, up the top, you've got snapping to beat, you've got your BPM, so I can change the BPM of the entire loop in here. And then just to get out of there, you just hit X, and then you're presented with this. Save. The thing is, with any of the loops that you open up in the edit palette, you can't save them, you can't overwrite them, but you can hit save as. And what will give you is your little user preset section. So from here, you can actually add your own folder as well. So I'm just going to call this new drums and hit OK. So now I have a new, I didn't even name that right. Oh, whatever, new drum. Nice one. And then I just hit save, and I can call it this drum. There we go. And that should now be in my user patterns down the bottom here in drum de, new drum de, and there it is. So it's really easy to save your own beats from the pre-made loops, and there is over 3,000 loops within here. I know it seems like a lot, but there actually is. Each drum kit has its own, as you can see, each drum kit. So each section has all these different grooves with different BPMs, and then within there you've got all these options to the side. So you've got a shitload of options. Really, really cool stuff. But we haven't even scratched the surface of how cool this is. So if you want to use this with something like GarageBand, you want to export this. So we're at 100 BPM, right? With this beat here. Just make sure we've got it right at the start. Cool. So how do you export this stuff? Well, you can see here when I click this little export button here, we're all used to this little icon. You get a bunch of options that pop up here. Now this, I was blown away by this. I don't give a shit. I'm impressed by little things maybe. So you can export this as audio or MIDI. So that's awesome too. You can export as a MIDI file and then go and open this up in GarageBand as a MIDI file. Who doesn't love that shit? That's really cool. If you prefer like the drum sounds in GarageBand. Also, you can just save the entire piece. You can save a loop region, or you can save something from your piano roll. So 3 awesome options then. You can save a mix down, but here's the beat. Man, this one, look at this, multi-track. And I haven't done this yet, right? So you can actually, what it will do is split up all of the parts of the drum kit for you. Bananas! So let's do it. Let's hit open in and let's see what it does with this. Open in. Give me an open in. Can we do it? Why is it not doing it? Oh, I've got to hit go. Okay, so I should be able to. I'm going to try doing an audio share. I wonder if this is going to work. I have no idea. Right, so it saved it in a zip file. I'm going to hit no. Let's go to date. So there it is there. Drum session export zip. Cool. What happens when I do open it? Look at that, man. Look at that. All the snares, all the hi-hats, all the rides, all the kicks. And I can just import them all straight into GarageBand. Yeah. Can I get a hell yeah, man? Because look, previously the other drum app that is kind of similar to this is by Positive Grid, which is called X Drummer, and it tries to do this, but it just doesn't do it. It's just doesn't have the guzzling to do it. But how good is that? I'm super impressed by that. So, you know, if you've used GarageBand, pretty easy to do. I can I'm actually not going to I've got to open GarageBand anyway, so let's do that. So here is my GarageBand project, and it should be set to 100 BPM. Yep. What do we want to do? We want to import these loops. Right, files, and we want to go to audio files. There we are. So hi-hat, kick, ride, snare. Hi-hat, kick, ride, and snare. So hi-hat. So let's drag that in. Let's what else do we have? Kick. I think it was that one. Don't want to delete it. I want to drag that in. Kick. Ride. Wav. Drag in. And last but not least, add all the snare. And if all goes right, it's all in time with the metronome. And you've got full control over that drum kit, so you can mix it down however you want. I'm super impressed. I think this is a killer app. I haven't told you how much it is. So Australian dollars, it's $9. And I'm not sure if there is in-app purchases. Let's have a look. Let's jump into the app. Oh, it was on the screen, but it's gone. Drum session. There it is. So $9 Australian. So what's it? Normally close to half price. And look at that, no in-app purchases. So whatever that is in Australia. And you can import MIDI stems. You can import WAV forms into it. You can export MIDIs. Pretty good. But I've saved the best bit till last. If you don't want to go through all the rigmarole, so let's cover. Thanks for bringing that up, Stu, because here's another good bit. So there's just so many good bits to this app, I have to admit. Right. So let's get out of that. Now, if I want to add stuff to this, all right. So what do we got? Where are our toms? There we got toms here. Right. If I want to add fills and such, the way you do it is fucking awesome. So make sure my drum kit is still connected. Cool. So I'm just going to hit record, right? And what it does, it creates a second track underneath down here. So I'm going to hit record, and you can just play along with it and create your fills in the second track. So let's try doing that. Now hit stop, go back, and there it is. Let's play back. I was a bit off time there. But as you may have guessed, if you grab hold of this track now and drag it into down the bottom here, you can go in and mess with it in here. And also you do have, if I am correct, now I'm not sure how to get to this, but I did see it somewhere in here. You actually do have a I'll have to, as I said last night, I was only playing with it for a while. You can quantize all this stuff as well. So there is a quantize section. Any beats that you've missed here, as I said up here, you've got snap to beat. So you can change the grid up here. So you've got your timings, all that stuff, BPMs, all that jazz, and your volume for each note. So when you click on each note, you can see they're all different colors for their velocities. And when you click on them, you've got your volume velocities. So you can go in and edit and add your fills and all that stuff like that. But it even gets better. Discard changes. So you don't want to go through the rigmarole of, I say rigmarole like it's a difficult thing to export those tracks to add into GarageBand. But you don't even have to do that. So what I'm going to do is just grab all of these and I'm going to move them down a bar. It's just, I can't remember what place that was. Let's see where it sounds. Okay, so even though it's not in time, check this shit out. I'm going to go into the settings and I'm going to go into MIDI clock out. So I've turned that on. So the MIDI clock now is feeding into GarageBand. And to make that happen, I'm going to head back into GarageBand, jump onto this top track. I'll just mute these other drum tracks here, which I dragged in. So now we're on this track here, and I'm going to add in as an inter-app audio an instrument, and we're going to grab drum session. So now drum session is connected. Okay, you can see it here. When I click on there, it says, gives me a warning how the MIDI is all set up. And now there's this little transport section that's been added to GarageBand. I've got my MIDI clock sent out to GarageBand, so because we want to keep the same time. All right, so I'm going to bring this back to the beginning. Now remembering when you hit record on GarageBand, you get a 4 count in. So that's why back here, I've moved this down 1 bar for the 4 count in. So if we'll make sure this is right back at the start. Now this should work. If I hit record over here on GarageBand, let's see what happens. Now, I actually had that set up wrong, so let's scoot back over to GarageBand. But you can see it's recorded in here. We'll do that again just so I get things right. Now, what I had done was taken these files too far. So let's, it was there. Let's just make sure. Oops. Now I'm doing well today. Let's see, let's get this back to the start and do a record. 2, 3. Right. So I was close. Let's just remove that again. Delete. And get back here. Go back there. I'll just drag this there. So let's do that again. Get this back to the start. And when I hit record over here on this transport, 2, 3, 4. Nice timing. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to show you here. Now when I scoot back over here, I'm going to turn off the monitoring. Just saves me turning off the audio sync. And when I play back over here, there it is. You can hear it's all in time, the main drum anyway. So it's another way to actually import stuff from here using the MIDI sync clock. Pretty damn impressive, yeah? I hope you're all as impressed as what I am. It's a banger of an app, and you know, for what, $5 or whatever it is, I think it's worth it. Let's double check how much it is for US. we search drum session, if I could spell it right. V2 has asked, do I prefer this over GarageBand? Well, I haven't really used this up until, like, I've just been playing with it over the last few weeks since I reached out to the developer and he was kind enough to give me a copy of it. So I've just been playing with it. So it's $9.99 US, so $10 US. And it's actually, it looks like it's on special at the moment because it's normally worth $20. So I'm glad I've done the show today because it's on sale. So yeah, I thought it was a lot more expensive when I got sent it. So yeah, if you want to grab it now, it's $10. It looks like it's on sale. Let's have a look, go into here and see how it, what price drops it normally has. Because you can, the great thing about this website is you can see its price drops. So it's been, looks like it's been like this since 2019. So there you go. That looks like it's its normal price at the moment. So $10. Hell worth it. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope you've all got some value out of this, and because that's what this show is hopefully about. And, you know, I do see, I've been looking at the statistics lately. I'm going to bring it up again. If you haven't subscribed, because I can see there's like about 40% of you watching the show haven't subscribed, just click that little button. You don't have to click like. I'm not pressuring you or anything. But just let me know that, you know, you are enjoying these shows and it is worth your while. And so there's my little like, share, comment, subscribe button. You can come over to Facebook. And as of next week, hopefully, we're going to go ahead with the Patreon. So please join me on Sunday, Australian time. So it'll probably be around 9 a.m. Australian time, which is around midnight in the UK, and between 7 New York time and 4 p.m. LA time, which is a Saturday evening. And I'm going to be doing a 2-hour live stream looking at GarageBand and Auria and transporting everything over from GarageBand, how to do it all, how to do the stems, how to do everything, and then going through a complete mix down using Drumagog, using a whole bunch of my standard effects, how I set up everything for a mix, how I set up my tracks. You're going to get an inside look at my vocal booth, laying vocals. You're going to get warts and all how I use my studio. So hopefully I'll see you then for a 2-hour stream, and join me tomorrow for an interview with Satish Robertson. It's going to be a good time. I hope you all have a really fantastic day, my friends, and keep creating, keep being happy, and look after yourselves. Look after all your mental health, please, because you are all very important. Not only to me here on the channel, but, you know, to your family and yourself, and be good to yourself. So once again, folks, take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Do what makes you happy.